Mr. Trump, thanks again for the time. I covered Senator Vance's first Senate campaign from start to finish. For people who learn about him tonight and they see his previous criticisms of your father, can you explain why you guys trust JD now?
JD's an amazing guy. The chemistry he's had with my father is incredible. For years, they've been aligned on almost every issue. And listen, in a certain way, I think my father sees a lot of himself in JD, right? I mean, JD was very successful in the private industry. He went on, he popped into government. He kind of accelerated the ranks of government very, very quickly, coming out of a non-governmental role. But again, chemistry is important. You're in the Situation Room at 3 o'clock in the morning. You have to make a really tough decision, and it's nice that you're comfortable. And by the way, all the candidates that my father had to choose from, they were amazing people. And it was a tough decision for him, I can tell you. He thought a lot about it. But I think at the end of the day, chemistry won. And also having, frankly, a younger guy that can definitely carry the torch in time. He's got the charisma, he's got the policy, he's got the business background. He's actually signed the front of a check, and I think that really matters in today's world.
When you look at your father's campaign from 4 years ago versus this one, what does he have to do differently to win back maybe some of the more moderate voters who maybe pushed away from him in 2020?
Yeah, I think very little. America saw one of the best presidents in the history of this country and then saw one of the worst presidents in the history of this country. Nothing's working. We've got a major hole in the roof of this country, and that's everything's broken. The immigration is a disaster. Fentanyl's killing 300,000 people a year. People can't buy homes because of inflation and because of mortgage rates. I mean, go to the gas station. Gas prices are triple the price of when my father was there. Heating oil, everything, utilities. Go buy a shopping cart full of food. It bankrupts your family. And everybody's feeling that pain right now. We're not respected around the world. Billions of dollars are going to Ukraine. We're not investing in ourselves. We're not investing in our infrastructure. Wars are breaking out all over the place. Our biggest allies are getting attacked. American leadership has no standing anymore. America's not solving problems around the world right now. I mean, they don't even, frankly, acknowledge America in so many it's really, really just sad. You look at what China's doing right now. They're building the biggest military on earth. They want to be the world's currency. They want to be the world's language. They want to take over banking. They want to take over absolutely everything. And we better get really serious. They get distracted on these issues that do not matter. They're the lowest issues on the totem pole. Should a man my size, 6'5", swim in women's sports? We've been talking about that for the last 2 years while 300,000 children just died of fentanyl poisoning because we've done nothing on the southern border. And so I think you see this dichotomy between an unbelievable president and really a president that's done an awful job in this nation. And people feel that in their wallet. They feel it at home. They feel it in their societies. They feel it in the danger in their streets when they can't walk to work without thinking that they're going to get mugged. And I think that makes a massive difference. And I think my father can walk into victory in November, and I think he will.
For people who over the last 8 years, they've gotten used to your father's rhetoric, whether that be various attacks or, insults for people, do you think after what he survived last Saturday, is it changing him in a permanent way? Will the campaign between now and November be different because of what took place?
Listen, I think when you see your eyes flash, your life flash before your eyes, I think it changes you. I think that's natural. Now, politics is brutal, right? I mean, Kamala Harris spent years calling Joe Biden a racist while they were running against each other. This happens on both sides of the ticket, and my father's a fighter, but this country needs a fighter. We don't have a fighter right now. We don't have anybody right now. There's no one being a fighter for this country. There's no one being a cheerleader for this country. And it's half the time you don't even think anybody's awake at the White House. I mean, everything is going wrong, and I think most of the world wouldn't mind a mean tweet once in a while. If they could have the greatest economy back, the lowest prices back, and our world standing, which we've all but lost.
One last question for you. We've heard several times over the last few days the idea that Democrats can only win this November if they cheat. After what we saw on January 6th in 2021, do you think that's responsible rhetoric?
Are you really going back to January 6th after our president almost took a bullet to the head a few days ago? I mean, is that really what we're talking about? I mean, it's actually hard to believe this narrative, and it's sad to believe this narrative, right? They say they tried to overthrow democracy. My father took a bullet through the ear and subverted death by about a centimeter, and we're really going to go back to January 6th right now. This is part of the problem that we have in this country, and it's sad to me. The people of this country are really, really smart, and I talk to all of them, and you see the love in this room, and there's nothing but love in this party. These people love the United States of America. They love the flag. They love religion. They want family. They want family values. They want the nuclear family back. They want to be able to succeed. They want the white picket fence and the American dream. And unfortunately, over the last 3.5 years, that's become all but unattainable. People want that back, and we're going to give that back, and our family will fight every single day to make sure that happens.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Let Spectrum News be your resource for balanced, in-depth political coverage, and click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV to learn more about the candidates, where they stand on the issues, and more. We'll see you then.